Well, I'll let the damage speak for itself. John, take a look behind the scenes, starting to clear here now. What's left is investigators trying to put the pieces together and some onlookers on the side, folks displaced by this fire. What officials tell us so far is that it was towards the end of the workday where there were about 5 to 6 people still inside who reportedly heard explosions. $45,000 of taxpayer dollars is a lot of money. Do we have anything to say in regards to that? Visibility has decreased significantly since I've been here. Here's a telltale sign. You see the lights here behind it. Let's pretend I put in my order. Your delicious food comes here. Drew is serving it up for me. Thank you, Drew. But you'll notice Drew has his gloves and his mask on. But once Drew is done serving you your delicious hot meal, then you have the A-OK to take off your mask. The last half hour, we had Democratic nominee for Elkhart, Mayor Rod Robertson, cast in his vote here. Wondering who he voted for, but he's joining us here today. Rod, hey, thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Problem. The day is finally here. How are we feeling? Yeah, those celebrations here started even before those officials' numbers came out. You can see those celebrations are still ongoing. And I'm ABC 57's Karla Rodriguez live at Corby's Irish Pub in downtown South Bend, where it's day one of reopenings. Coming up in just a few minutes. 200 to 300 feet in the air. This is how high pilots will be flying to in order to get rid of at least 90% of the mosquito population.
Breathe, relax.
About 300 rounds of ammunition were shot here today. And this is the material road crews are using to fix the problem. Says because of previous break-ins and thefts, she's had to amp up her security, and it was all caught on camera. This school year won't be filled with its usual speeches.
We are proud of every one of you.
Stage walk.
April Nicole Hembry.
Or cheers for the class of 2020 because of the coronavirus pandemic. These poll results have historically helped narrow down the field of candidates, as well as help those candidates pick up steam in the race for the White House. As supporters of former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg no doubt have a smile on their face. Now I spoke to the Victory Fund spokesperson. He tells me this is not only a huge occasion for Mayor Pete, but the LGBT community as a whole. Brianne, actually, just as you were speaking right behind me, South Bend's very own Mayor Pete Buttigieg just got on the screen to discuss a little more of his platform, and it's just one of many discussions being had tonight that you just can't take your eyes off right now. Elkhart Police Department has recently come under scrutiny, and both you and your opponent both agreed that something needs to be done to restore that trust between the community and the police department. What exactly is your plan to restore that? Now let's jump right into our forecast this morning, guys. I will tell you, I stepped out not too long ago. Little did I know I'd be woken up by a nice wall of humidity this morning. Didn't bring the hairspray with me though. ABC 57 News bringing you breaking news this morning. A shooting off of Falcon Street and Western Avenue. You may be wondering what that is. Well, Questions with Karla and Macy is the time during our weekend morning show where we'll be taking answers from our viewers about a question we post on Facebook. I do, Brianne, and the concept is simple. We took metal sheets like this one, evenly coating them with mud and salt. Then we place them underneath our car in hopes that an undercarriage wash should clean them. Taking our unmarked news car through Parkwood Auto Spa, Mike's Car Wash, and Drive and Shine using cameras like this one filming everything. And what we found is just because you buy the most expensive wash doesn't mean you're getting the best results.
If you do want to get the car wash, it's a perfect, absolutely perfect opportunity to do so.
Before you know it, the snow will be gone and it'll be time for a car wash. Pull up to any Michiana car wash and you'll find a staggering menu of options. Which one do we go to?
The cheapest one.
Spray on wax, wheel bright, and the all-important underbody wash.
What's the most important part that comes to mind when it comes to your car?
Probably tires.
Tires?
Yeah.
Underneath the car.
Price and quality, the two things families in Michiana tell me are most important to them. But do price and quality always go hand in hand? Let's experiment. We chose 3 of Michiana's most popular car washes, Drive and Shine, Mike's Car Wash, and Parkwood Auto Spa, and decided to focus on how well each place cleaned the underbody of our unmarked news vehicle.
Underneath the car is the main platform of the car, so all your components of your car are sitting on that main platform, which is the underbody of your car.
Since it's hard to see under a car, we decided to use metal sheets that could detach after the wash was over. We're layering each piece of metal with the same even coat of mud from hole to hole, and we're topping it all off with some salt. Those sheets are then attached under the car, and we're ready to go. All right, let's go. So how much do these washes cost? Parkwood Auto Spa offers the cheapest options with their regular wash at $8 and their most expensive wash just $4 more at $12 per wash. Mike's Car Wash is $9 for the basic wash and $20 for the top of the line option. And Drive and Shine's basic wash is also $9 and $25 for their best wash they call Ruby. We drove through each car wash twice to compare the basic wash without underbody included.
I'm going to do the regular wash.
Regular?
Please.
And
We'll do the ultimate wash.
Got it.
each company's most expensive option offered with the undercarriage wash included. We attached small cameras under the vehicle so we could analyze what worked and what didn't. Once we were done, we took the 6 plates off the car and had our results. Here's what we found in our unscientific experiment. Drive and Shine, the most expensive option of the 3, we believe did the worst job of cleaning the dirt and salt off our metal sheets. You can see here from the camera under the car during the Ruby wash that Drive and Shine uses a side spray to try and clean under the vehicle, and at times it's barely hitting the metal sheet. We believe Mike's Car Wash came in second, and here's why. Well, looking at their basic wash footage, you can see that their water jets you see here apply the most pressure to the underbody, resulting in the most dirt being washed off. Finally, the car wash that cleaned our metal sheets the best turned out to be the cheapest. For just $8, we believe Parkwood Auto Spa's basic wash did the best job. Folks in Michiana agreed with our experiment. We showed them 3 photos of the metal sheets. Photo 1, Parkwood. Photo 2, Drive and Shine. Photo 3, Mike's Car Wash.
Which looks better to you? And you can scroll yourself.
The first photo that you showed me.
The first one?
Yeah.
What about second?
The second is the worst.
Out of these 3, which would you say is the best?
The first. Yeah, definitely the first.
The first? And which would come in second to you between these 2?
The third.
The third.
I sat down with managers of each business to see what they had to say about the results of our underbody wash test. Let's start with Drive and Shine. Michiana's largest car wash franchise was surprised with our results.
Unfortunately, you guys came in last.
Really? Okay.
Seeing that, is there any improvements that we can make?
There's always improvements we can make. We're going to look at that for sure and see what we can do to look at the underbody, make sure the nozzles are all operating at the highest output basically and the efficiency that they can operate at. We'll have to make sure we have all the chemical balance always set.
Mike's Car Wash, the newest franchise of the 3, said the only thing they always fight is time.
But when you're going through an automatic car wash, you only have so much time for it to for spray underneath the car. So the high pressure wash and rinse will really flush out that salt and the sand and the stuff that's caked up underneath there. You know, the oils and things like that, you might need a heavier degreaser or something like that sprayed on and give it some dwell time to remove that off of the vehicle.
Parkwood Auto Spa has been serving Michiana the longest, and owner Dave Newfer says he believes the reason his place performed the best is consistency.
This comes down to 2 things, prepping the car and the speed of the conveyor. What we do at Parkwood Auto Spa is we do not increase the speed of our conveyor. Our speed is constantly the same month after month. There are some people that speed the conveyor up, thus you can wash more cars in a particular day. We don't do that.
Regardless of which car wash you choose, experts say you should get that undercarriage cleaned regularly.
You have the subframe and the coil springs and the brake lines and everything, and all the snow and salt and this brine that they're putting on the streets is all going up underneath the cars when you're driving, so it's very important to get it out.
And if you aren't happy with the results from one place,
See you next time.
Thank you so much.
you can always try another.
It's important that we mention that this experiment was unscientific in nature and was more of an eye test than anything else. All 3 businesses were judged under undercarriage body wash service, and they all tell me if you're not happy with the results of your wash, they'll be happy to give you a free one. I'm reporting in South Bend, Karla Rodriguez, ABC 57 News.
Brian Brand, this newly filed federal civil complaint blames Royal Caribbean for the death of 18-month-old Chloe Wiegand, not her grandfather. And they hope the lawsuit will improve safety on cruise ships for other children.
I sit here broken, and we all sit here broken, but
Our family is strong.
Wednesday morning, Chloe Wiegand's heartbroken family announced their lawsuit against Royal Caribbean over the tragic death of the 18-month-old Granger girl. Back in July, she slipped from her grandfather, Salvatore Saminello's hands and fell out an open window 11 stories to her death on the Freedom of the Seas cruise liner in Puerto Rico.
Had family just been on a different ship, which was the Anthem of the Seas instead of the Freedom of the Seas, Chloe would still be here because those windows on the Anthem of the Seas are compliant with these window fall prevention codes.
The complaint accuses the cruise line of 3 counts of negligence, arguing a wall of windows with some able to slide open was a disaster waiting to happen.
There'd been some type of warning or some type of decal. Just 4 simple words, caution these windows open, would have alerted Sam to this hidden danger. Chloe would still be here today.
The July 7th tragedy all happened within 3 hours of the Wiegand's boarding the ship for the first time.
They were on the ship for less than 3 hours. They got on the ship at 1:15, they went and had lunch, they went to the pool.
This is the pool and children's play area he's referring to, just feet away from that window. This image showing Anello's perspective the moment Chloe fell.
He was just screaming and crying and saying he didn't know over and over. I was screaming and he was screaming and passengers were screaming.
Chloe's mom, Kim, holding back tears during an ABC exclusive interview in South Bend today. Right now, Sam Anello is facing a negligent homicide charge in Puerto Rico, but his family is still standing by his side, including Chloe's dad, South Bend police officer Al Wiegand.
We trusted what Sam told us. It wasn't him. I mean, it was a freak accident. Could have been prevented by the cruise ship with proper safety equipment.
In a statement, Royal Caribbean says, quote, "Our hearts go out to the family for their tragic loss." Mr. Salvatore Anello is currently being criminally prosecuted for negligent homicide in the case. We have no comment on the civil filing, unquote. Chloe would have been celebrating her 2nd birthday this Friday. Instead, Sam Anello is due back in court next week to face the criminal charge in Puerto Rico. Reporting live tonight in studio, Karla Rodriguez.
We laid to rest the remains of 2,411 unborn children.
With flowers laid, a shared song, and a moment of silence. Dozens of people came together at the South Lawn Cemetery in South Bend to memorialize 2,411 aborted fetal remains.
It's a beautiful demonstration of how all of this has affected not just our local community, but beyond.
I think there's some healing that needs to be done, and I think a lot of people here today are experiencing that healing.
5 months have passed since the remains were discovered at Dr. Ulrich Klopfer's Illinois home. Klopfer performed thousands of abortions in South Bend, but practiced in several cities across Indiana.
We brought them home, back to Indiana.
Why are we doing it here in St. Joe County? In an exclusive one-on-one with Attorney General Curtis Hill, he told ABC 57 News the state of the remains and their storage on Klopfer's property made it difficult to determine where each fetal remain came from.
There were certainly indications where the records were clearly and purposefully evasive in providing information as to who belonged to whom.
But the state is taking steps to stop this from ever happening again.
Fortunately, our friends in the General Assembly are working on legislation as we speak. Senate Bill 299.
Senate Bill 299, if passed, will assure that every aspect of abortion procedures are fully and accurately disclosed to officials. Although tonight the fetal remains have finally been put to rest, questions still remain.
Do we know why his reasoning was behind keeping these fetal remains yet?
The difficulty in understanding the why is that the keeper of the why is dead. We may not ever know why this took place, why this happened.
Reporting in South Bend, Karla Rodriguez, ABC 57 News.